Hey Rubber. It must be very early where you are at. Thank you very much. Good luck with your tournament too. Clouded, hello, how are you, man? How you doing? Master Chief, hello. Guys, can you believe it? I had almost 260 million reroll dice and I can't get this last substat. It's already like 30 million. I've spent the last like 15 minutes or so just rolling this thing. Ah, we finally got it. Okay. Finally done. So I think like looking at the battle conditions for today, and even for the foreseeable future, it seems like overcharge, I can tank it now with Primordial Collapse. So probably what I would do is, instead of using Primordial Collapse for farm runs, given how annoying it is to roll, I should probably just swap my Harmony Conductor. Swap out of my Harmony Conductor and use it for farm runs instead. It might be a bit more like, how should I say? A little bit more inconsistent, but I think I have decent survivability in my farm runs now. I can get to like around 6,000 waves, so I should be able to somewhat make Harmony Conductor work. Hopefully that's the case. But yeah, I think that would be the plan. It's too annoying to just keep rerolling every tournament. But other than that, I think the setup is pretty much standard. We go with like a little bit of damage, right? We have our damage stuff. We have our Pulsar Harvester and OA for percent enemy damage. There's also Orb and Death Ray Resistance today, which means that permanent black hole is probably very important. Hence, I have my triple black hole substats to get permanent black hole. And with the Primordial Collapse, the only thing that would probably hit me, there's two things that would hit me. Either the boss crashes in, or I'm guessing we end up taking hits from like overcharge and stuff, which I should be able to tank. So this should work out just nice, I think. Yeah, so we swapped to our tournament stuff. I should probably do a respec to get some extra coins back. Mainly because I've been researching like I had a few levels into the attack enhancement discounts. So if I respec this, we could get in a couple more clicks potentially. As usual, we will start off with like the lower range, and then I guess as the tournament progresses, I increase my range progressively. I still think larger range would be useful for today, but no idea. I guess we'll just wing it as we progress. There's only enough time for one tournament. I'm not going to try to do like multiple runs. It's too painful. Okay, so this is done. I'll get caught up in the chat shortly, but we first have to. I can't even. Shit! I should have tried to remember what my enhancements were at. I'm guessing it was all at 5, probably. right? We would probably need some depths as well. Guess, yeah, I guess we could get 3. Yeah. Okay, so we are done. Oh wait, I still have so much more. Oh, I was not expecting this amount of... But I could get my crit factor to 600. I think we don't bring the crit factor up to 600. We do like, you know, 5.2, 5.3, 5.4 on this, and then maybe we bring a little bit more health and a little bit more wall health. Actually, no, I don't think I need it, right? What's my depths going to be? Defense absolute would be at 30 billion. Yeah, it's more than enough from memory. I guess we squeeze out even more damage then. Yeah, okay, so 5.6 on all of this. I'm going a little bit less into rend armor because, well, I don't think poison swarm damage is that good. But now our damage stuff is at 5.6. Should be enough. We don't need anything there. I guess we can get a little bit more in here. Yeah, let's just save the remaining coin. I don't think I need that last 1S or something. Can I even get anything here? 2 levels, probably not worth it. Yeah, let's leave it like this. We might as well just gem rush this level. So now we would be at like 90% defense percent. Just a little bit more safety. We can go to our bots for tournament. Now, if I try to recall from the last tournament, today with fast ultimate, I think there's nothing much that we need to change here. It would be nice to get a bit more into Mpot and bot, but I don't think it's worth doing a respec for. So we probably just leave it like this for now. Yeah, I think this would be good. I think it would be good. So, Guardians, we remove fetch and summon, attack and ally. Can I get a click in scout? No, I'm missing one bit. That's very annoying. But it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Okay, so chips are done, bots are done. Tournament setup. Tournament setup. This is tournament setup as well. I think we are ready to enter the tournament. So it didn't take too long today. Didn't take too long. The stream has just started like 10 minutes ago. So we should be in a good spot. Let me get back with the chat. Rubber says complaining works. Yeah, it does. It does. You know, complaining is and you know, being Singaporean, we are very good at complaining. Dinos, hello, how are you? Clouded says when I come back to bed, I can turn the lights off and heat the pump down to 22 degrees. Hey, don't tell me what to do. Go do it yourself, Clouded. Patrick, hello, how are you? Thank you very much. Good luck with your tournament as well. Rubber says, I use Pulsar Harvester when 100 waves further than Singularity Harness. Yep, that's about right. Pulsar Harvester does a lot. Because at the end of our tournament runs, 100 level reduction in enemy levels is a lot of its enemy health. Unfortunately, Rubber, I do not have the patch yet, I think. But what's the latest patch? Where is it? Developer announcements. 28.3.2. Yeah, so I do not have it updated yet. It's still not rolled out on the App Store, at least when I just checked. Let me just check again. So I think I'm at a slight disadvantage for today's tournament. But yeah, so it's not updated yet. Hopefully we get a good bracket, I guess. But yeah, Mr. Flipster, hello, how are you? Good evening to you. Good luck with your tournament. Antonio, hello, how are you? Do I play in an iOS emulator? So I use a MacBook, Antonio, and so, you know, I just go on the App Store and I download the game, and this is how it looks like. But okay, without further ado, let me notify my guild that I'm going for the tournament, and we hope that we get a good tournament bracket today. I need to turn on my poison swamp. Okay, and everything should be set up just fine. I would probably want to bring the orbs in a little bit. And oh, we completed this mission. Nice. Okay. So I don't have like super high expectations for today's tournament. I am guessing, yeah, I'm hopeful we can hit like 3,000 waves. There's fast ultimate, which is a little bit of a problem. So later on, I'm going to want to bring my range up. And I think at 98 meters range, we should be able to pull off 3,000 waves, hopefully. But aside from that, I think it's just a waiting game between now and when I actually have to do something in the tournament. In the MacBook, it's native. So yeah. So I guess that's why, like, people always say that my resolution looks a little bit different. I don't use BlueStacks or anything. It's just running in the background. Alright, let me check the bracket. Come on, good bracket. Good bracket. Oh, there's only 24 people over here. We see the actual bracket at like 1800 waves, but I forgot last tournament, so I need to notify my guildies today that I have that my bracket is full. I don't want to get kicked from my guild. But how is everyone today? Right, and once all of that thing is sorted out, I want to roll my Harmony Conductor. I think the tournament would still be running in the background. So like between wave 2000 and whenever, I'm just going to let it run in the background, I guess. Or wave 1800 or something, while I roll my Harmony Conductor. So that way after the tournament, I don't have to spend like another half an hour trying to get the substats. Alright, it's full. It's full. Alright, let's notify the guildies. Full. Alright. All done with my guild duties. Antonio says you got your chain lightning this week, expecting to stay in champions. Nice, congratulations. So I have made up my mind on what I need to do for next month's stones. So as we can see, this entire month, my tournament wave count has still been going up, right? I gained about 200 waves this last month in tournaments. I'm just left with one click over here. After this tournament, I would get this click, and then with next month's stones, all of it is probably just going to go into Chain Lightning Plus. The goal would be to try to bring Chain Lightning Plus to, I don't know, maybe Gold Box as soon as possible. Because as we saw in the last few tournaments, the only problem for me right at the end is that there's always a bunch of protectors and I can't really kill them quickly enough. That's the first one. The second problem is that the scatters and the scatter babies get me. So I think with a decked out Chain Lightning Plus, hopefully the 3rd and 4th generation scatters won't be a problem. And in addition to that, I'm also labbing in and probably going to go box my lightning amplifier. Why defense percent? No specific reason, but I completed the core bonus, so I was thinking what to put in place of it. And since there was tournament, I decided that yeah, I might as well just get a couple of levels into it, so that eventually when I get my assist module for armor substat efficiency up a little bit, this number gets closer to 90%, and it hopefully would help a little bit with the attack dissonant runs. Antonio, assist modules are expensive at my point. Yeah, they are. They are very expensive. I think this game is a very expensive game. Well, we have 805 now. Do I want to do anything with it? I mean, I could get half a second here. It wouldn't do anything. So let's just leave it. We save it for this next click here. No, hello, how are you? Master Chief, we have a lot to talk about tonight with Christian. Why? What are you two trying to plan now? Are you guys plotting something like world domination or something? News is very expensive or extremely slow to get the same result. Yeah. You either go free to play or... Hey, you know what, guys? I have to commend myself. Look at this, I haven't bought this pack yet. Well done me. No, I haven't bought it yet, but I will buy it. I'm just thinking that even if I got that stones now, it's not going to give me any clicks. I won't be able to unlock the Chain Lightning Plus. So I might as well save the money until I get the next month's stone packs. The first rule of Fight Club. Have you done your tournament, Chief? how did you do today? Let me see how did people do today. That will give me an inkling of where I might end up. Now, granted, my damage is a lot lower than most people at my level, because I'm a bit more like I've made some questionable investments, like my smart missile investments and stuff. So my damage throughput is a lot lower. And with fast ultimate, I guess having a lot of damage is important. So let's see, if Greenie got 4,000 waves, and like currently the top 10 players are like all in like the 3.6k region, 3.5 high 3.5k region. Now, where would position 50 or so, or 60 would be? Around 3,200 waves. Yeah, so I'm guessing I would be around 3.1k, 3.2k waves, hopefully. But anything above 3,000, I'm happy with it, I guess. Antonio says, a question off topic, is MacBook really good for software development or so? I don't know if I'm using it. So Antonio, no, I'm not sure if I can answer that question, because I'm a complete noob when it comes to technology. I'm really bad with technology. Douglas, who once in a while stops by the stream, once helped me troubleshoot my home internet. And it turns out I needed to change a cable. I needed to buy a new cable. Chief says, not yet, later after work. Okay. Well, good luck with your tournament later. Richard says, good luck with my tournament. I'll need that because I lack skills. Probably something Christian would say. Yeah, that is true. That is true. Richard, there are two types of people in this world. There are others that are, they put others down to feel good about themselves. And there are others that raise other people up. And I would like to think that I'm in the latter class of people. Now we all know where Christian is on that spectrum. Sven, hello, how are you? But yeah, man, it's been a really long few days. I was looking through my YouTube account earlier before I made the stream, and I realized that I haven't uploaded a video almost all month. I think all month. And there's a whole bunch of comments which I haven't responded to. So if you're watching this, I'm sorry I haven't gotten around to doing it yet. I've just been really swamped with work. So hang in there. I will get to them sooner or later. I had wanted to make a video on the latest couple of videos that I've done was on like game balancing perspectives. I had wanted to do something related to version 29, like thoughts on the patch and so on. But it's still not out yet. And I think with this Amplify bot stuff, this version 28.3 thing, it's very irrelevant, right? I don't have DevWave Plus, so I didn't know that the DevWave Plus computations were bugged. I did hear stuff about Amplify Bot Plus not registering bullets. And maybe that's why my ultimate weapon dissonant runs have been doing so badly. But yeah, I don't think there's much worth addressing it. It's not really like balancing related stuff. It's just them fixing bugs. News is there's some people that are using Minimac with a lot of RAM to use AI to help them develop software, etc. The MacBook Mini with a lot of RAM use AI to help them develop software. So why do we need a lot of RAM? I'm guessing it has something to do with software development requiring a lot of RAM. But I would have thought that a lot of code now can be just run via the cloud. Sven says so many smart missiles. Yeah, boom boom baby. This is boom boom, you know? We have everything. Right? It looks so pretty. Oh wait. This is not right. In tournaments, we need to toggle on our stuff. Toggle on the poison swamp. Yeah boy. Look at the screen, it's a complete mess. It looks so nice. The AI got the prices expensive AF. Yeah, so you know, I was wondering, I came across this YouTube channel. It's called Diary of a CEO. It's quite a big channel on YouTube, and I find the podcast there quite informative. And one of the titles that I scrolled past the other day was something like there is an AI bubble that's going to burst in a couple of years. So some guy was sharing his perspectives on it. I haven't listened to it yet, but judging by what you're saying, that AI has gotten the price of RAM really expensive, we might be, you know, it might be onto something. RAM is like the short-term memory for the processors of the computer. Yeah, so basically I'm a RAM. If you tell me this now, I don't know. I would not remember it by like tomorrow. Sven says I'm missing the tree swarms. Yeah, we can't, you know, if they give us more substats, maybe I could do it. Technically I could do it if I had like 20,000 more stones, because what I would then need is to have 90-degree spotlight, and that way I can get 2 substats removed. So the, let's see, spotlight angle, both of these two can go into poison swarm cooldown. Then yeah, visually it would look really nice. But you know, boom, poison swarm, Sven, does not go boom. So technically it's not part of the boom boom build. This build requires explosions. Seems Pulsar Harvester and Mbot Plus change week added a lot of power. Really curious if I'll gain global placements. Probably, Richard. There would be some people, I'm sure, like in my position, who are unable to use the updated version of the game. So probably. So the local LLMs are actively loaded onto the RAM. So the bigger the model, the more RAM I need. Okay, I see. So I could use a graphics processing unit with lots of VRAM. Man, that's complicated. Oh, right, guys. I know what RAM is now. I recall what it is. Yes. So a while back, I think with my last laptop, I was trying to play World of Warcraft on it, right? And the frame rates were really bad. So I upgraded my RAM, and I upgraded the graphics card of my laptop. And everything made it a bit better. So back then, some things, there was some explanation that was provided about how the things work. I can't remember how it worked now, but yeah, as I mentioned, my brain is like a rapid access monitor. I go to bed and the next day I forget all of this stuff again. Antonio, you're thinking that I work for the tech industry. No, I'm not. I work in economics, but even then, the models that I work with are theoretical models. So mostly, I'm just doing a lot of mathematics on paper. There's a fair bit of algebra. Sometimes I use like Mathematica or something to solve certain algebra equations. But largely the proofs and stuff, I just write them down by hand. So if like you go to my office, the PhD officers in the university, you will know which desk is mine, because it's the messiest. Like I scribble a lot of stuff on paper and I just leave it there thinking I would need it again. The only problem is like the next day I can't read my handwriting very well, and I've forgotten the train of thought that led me there. So there's a whole bunch of paper that is all over my table. And you contrast that with someone who's doing some econometrics related stuff, some statistics related stuff. Their tables are pristine because all they do is like do a lot of coding on the computer. So all their work files are very nicely annotated and stuff. They do certain tricks to try to load bigger models sometimes through like quantization, so it doesn't require much RAM. But it gets dumber the more compressed it gets. But why don't use tokens only? For games, it requires a good amount of RAM and GPU. It looks like machine learning. If you can learn some programming, you would do good. Okay, cool. I mean, I did learn in my coursework phase of the PhD, basic coding related stuff. So you know, there's a whole bunch of economic models that basically has a system of equations, and it's possible to simulate stuff using the solutions to that system of equations, right? Or even sometimes we can't find, we know that the solutions exist, but we can't solve for the closed form solutions, the analytical solutions. So we do have to use computational techniques some time to solve for them. And I mean, I was okay at it. I had originally wanted to work in macroeconomics, which requires a lot of that kind of tools. But I eventually found myself not really liking it because there's a lot of, like, I didn't really enjoy the coding related side of things. It felt like a lot of work by a lot of work I meant like sometimes the programs that you write take a long time to solve, and a lot of these problems are not solvable in linear time, so they get, it can take months and months to solve some of these equations, and I just didn't find it very enjoyable. It would be very useful, I guess, for like a programming related job, but I want something that is more, I guess, more strategy related. So I ended up pivoting into game theory and stuff. Machine learning is like econometrics, but it's more prediction models. Okay, cool, Antonio. Yeah, I think econometricians, like the theoretical ones, like if you work in econometric theory, then yeah, machine learning is something that's important. Bayesian econometricians use quite a fair bit of this kind of things, especially when data is very sparse. But if you're in applied microeconomics, probably very, very straightforward. You just collect some data set, run some regressions on it. I didn't know that somewhere they don't use computers yet for math problems. Yeah, so computers can help solve stuff, but like when I'm solving for the outcome of a game, there's many ways to state the theorem that I'm trying to show. If I'm trying to solve for a closed form solution, then computer programs can help simulate those numbers, right? When we plug in the parameterized values, it's very good for doing the comparative statics side of things. But sometimes when I'm solving for, or when I'm trying to state the result, I don't care so much about the behavior when I change the parameters. Sometimes I care more about whether an outcome or an equilibrium outcome can be generated, and in those cases an existence proof would be more than sufficient. So if I'm doing a theoretical piece, and I didn't want to get my hands dirty with the numerical simulations and stuff, then I would go with the existence proofs, and that way I can bypass using computers altogether. I thought it was pretty funny that OpenAI ended up having a rogue AI agent that hacked Hugging. Wait, what is that? Well, I heard something similar about this. I think it was Doug who mentioned this. Like, China trained a large language model a while back, and they had to take it down because at some point the large language model said that it wanted to visit the United States. I heard that. I'm not sure if it's a joke, but it sounded pretty funny to me when I heard that. So maybe something similar happened there. Antonio says, now it makes sense why I know so much about how to calculate this game's numbers. So the game's numbers, let me see. I mean, the developers over the years have mentioned how certain things are computed. I'm not sure if those damage numbers calculations have changed, but because this game is still probabilistic, right? So I guess with a little bit of statistics related stuff, it's quite easy to figure out a lot of these things. Essentially, a lot of this procs and stuff that we see, they are just Bernoulli random variables, and yeah, we use them quite a lot in economics. Chris, hello, how are you? Yeah, I'm doing alright. I'm actually down with a little bit of a sore throat today. I had too many roasted peanuts yesterday. My throat hurts now. But aside from that, I'm doing well. Good luck with your tournament too, man. Nu says, so they asked the AI agent to try to figure out some hacking related stuff, and they dropped it into an isolated sandbox with no internet access, but it figured out a way to get out of the sandbox and then stole the credentials on the computer and found internet access. Damn. the AI agent is like John Wick, you know. Richard says probabilistic like super crit, and so yeah. So super crit chance, you have a chance to crit, you have a chance not to crit. That's a success or failure random variable. That's one of it. I think the only time that I briefly mentioned something like this was in computing the golden tower or the golden combo calculations. So like back then, what I heard was that 8 times a second the game flips a coin, basically, and that coin flip is not 50-50 chance. It's dependent on your spawn rate. So currently my spawn rate is 57, so there's a 57% chance that an enemy will spawn, and though there are 8 of those flips that happen every second, and so that's how we get some variance in our golden combo numbers and so on. Nu says the AI agent felt like the answer was most likely on the website. Damn. Poetic Piercer, hello, how are you? I'm doing good, man. I'll need to learn some basics about statistics for my work in technology, but numbers aren't really my strong side of things. Oh, nice. Well, I'm sure you will do fine, Antonio. It's not really that difficult. Statistics. The two main concepts that I think are important to understand is unbiasedness and consistency. In probability, or biasness and consistency. So the first one just says that, you know, if there's some sort of a bias, then in expectation you're going to get something higher or lower than a mean, and we can work around with that. What we can't really work around when we are looking with big data sets is if the data set is not consistent, which means that as our sample size gets larger, our inference doesn't increase in power and stuff. Gato, hello, how are you, man? Thank you very much. I saw you did like 3,400 waves in tournament today. 3,400-ish, right? Somewhere up there. Yeah, 3,452. With fast ultimate, man. Well, congrats on that. Oh, right. We are at 1,800 waves. So there's a couple of things I need to do. First things first, we check out the bracket. We have a good bracket today. Okay, not bad. Not bad. Okay, there's a lot of tier 23 people. Now the scary thing is that there's a whole bunch of people above 1,800 waves. This guy is not at 1,800, so I don't have to worry. I mean, this is not an easy bracket. There's a whole bunch of tier 23 people. Thankfully, I've got like tier 24, so I should win this bracket. But it's not going to be a walk in the park, I don't think. Gato says it was an easy bracket, so I didn't bother slowing my speed down and push super high waves this tournament. Yeah, fair enough, man. Gato, since you're here, I have a question for you. So currently in my farm runs, I am using Primordial Collapse and what's the other one? The IOM one. This guy, the Magnetic Hook and Primordial Collapse. I use them for my farm runs. But it's really annoying because I only have one Primordial Collapse and I kind of need it to tank the overcharge hits later on. So I was thinking of swapping my assist module in farm runs to Harmony Conductor. So if I used Harmony Conductor and Magnetic Hook for my farm runs, then I don't have to keep re-rolling dice all the time. Let's see. Okay, I run Dimension Core and Harmony Conductor for farming, and I can farm above 10k on tier 21. And I don't use the Flamebot damage reduction either. Yeah, see, so with Dimension Core, I can probably get like 7,000-ish waves, but without the Dimension Core, I'm currently sitting around like 6,000-ish waves. I'm wondering if you know how many less waves I would get with, or if you have tried, like when you moved from Dimension Core to Harmony Conductor, how many less waves you obtained. And also, I'm guessing that because your armor substat efficiency and your armor multiplier efficiency is at like 100%, you would be, you have a huge amount of health. So is it still the case that at your stage, Overcharge doesn't one-tap your wall? I can tank Overcharge still, even without Primordial Collapse and Flamebot. Okay, so you actually have to tank. You still tank the Overcharge. Okay. Right, so I mean, the only thing I can do now is try. I guess I should just reroll my Harmony Conductor anyway. So let's do that now. We want spotlight angle, spotlight bonus. Okay, so I want the double death wave substats. I want GT bonus, GT duration. And wait, how many slots do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've got 5 slots. What would be a nice last one? Oh right, inner landmine damage. Okay. I think yeah, let's just roll it. I'm not even bothering to use my wall as my base wall. Package health 30k. Okay. Alright, I might have to do some readjustments with my setup then, I guess. So it doesn't matter even if your wall gets one tapped by the overcharge. What matters is that even if overcharge hits us, it's not going to one-shot us. Okay, I think I can do that. Being able to tank a couple of hits is okay enough for farming. Yeah, I agree. Like right now, that 6,000-ish waves that I have is with like undeveloped bounce shots. So it should, you know, I think it should work out fine for me. Single pace, hello, how are you? New video when, yeah, I mentioned this earlier, I'm sorry. Like the whole month I've just been so busy with work. I haven't had time to make any videos. I think at this stage it's probably just worth waiting for version 29 to come along. Oh, look at that, very fast. It's probably worth to just wait for version 29 to come along before I make some videos on my thoughts on it and stuff. But I'll still keep to the like once a month progress update stuff. Which means in 2 days or so I should have to find some time for to make a video. So maybe 2 days, 2 to 3 days. Ghetto, yes, I'm using IOM plus 4. I thought about it, and because I'm able to farm tier 21 to a decent amount of waves now, I'm thinking for next month's stones I'm just going to go all in on Chain Lightning Plus and try to bring it up to like almost gold box or something. Like it might take like 1.5 months to complete, but once that is done, then I never have to worry about protectors ever again. And thereafter, if IOM is still not nerfed, I would then invest in IOM. And I think it makes sense doing it that way, because even if I went all in on IOM damage now, I just don't think I have enough to make tier 22 farming work. And since I can farm tier 21 decently at the moment, it doesn't make sense to try to force tier 22. Richard, do rerolls off stream, it gives you PTSD. I want to give you PTSD. That's awesome. I'm a freaking hacker that was fast. Hey, I mean, I started off today with 250 million rerolls. thereabouts, 250 something million. Look at the number now. It was all just to roll this guy from farm substats to tournament substats. So, you know, I wouldn't say I'm lucky. CL Plus is helpful, just pricey stone-wise. Yeah, it's pricey, but I guess at some point I would need it. I think it's going to help for two things. The 3rd and 4th generation scatters wouldn't be a problem with Chain Lightning Plus. And also protectors won't be a problem, barring any armor and stuff. It's not going to get me more waves in my dissonant runs and stuff, so it's whatever, I don't mind that. But I guess it's time to hop on board the percent damage side of things. Smite does what? I see some people talking about it. Yeah, so Antonio, Chain Lightning Plus deals a % of wave health to enemies. I think it goes to like 60% of this number can be dealt within 100 shots. Unless there's armor stacks, then armor stacks blocks the damage. But it's basically doing % damage. So it's really good for protectors because protectors have a base health of 60% wave health. So your Chain Lightning Plus can just instantly delete the protectors. I think that's the only thing it's really useful for. And that and scatter babies. And towards the end of the runs, my scatter enemies live for a very long time. So I'm guessing it's going to be quite useful for that particular situation. John, hello, how are you, man? Tier 22 is still a large coin hit for you still, right? Yeah, I heard stuff about it that you have to kind of use like Poison Swarm stuns and stuff, so it really hurts the coins. But it helps with just generating shards and stuff. I'm not at that stage yet, so it's a problem for future me. Maybe when my module levels get like to this 260s, 270s, then I would start thinking about tier 22. Single piece, what would I like to see in version 29? Well, I would like to see smart missiles do better. I would like for all ultimate weapons to be sort of comparable to one another. And not just have one ultimate weapon be way better than other ultimate weapons. That way then we can all have the build diversity that we want. I want there to be less reliance on % damage. I want I don't think I want that much more than those two things, you know. I think they should encourage build diversity. So you should be able to play this game as an EHP player. You should be able to play this game as a glass cannon player. You should be able to play this game as a hybrid player. Now, I want to caveat that statement because when I say EHP player, I mean that you choose the EHP related perks in your farm runs. A lot of players who play EHP playstyle, they want to play that playstyle with as low damage as possible. So if you're like one of those, like, I just want 1 damage and expect to complete this game, I don't think that's a good good thing to have in this game. Just as like if you're a glass cannon player, you can't possibly complete this game with just having 1 health, right? At some point with the amount of fleets coming off at you, you're always going to take a hit, and so you're going to die very quickly. So we need to be able to at least tank fleets for a little bit. Poetic Pierce, I heard it's better to ban commons for rerolling now. Really? Is it better to ban commons for rerolls? What do you mean ban commons? Like when I'm doing this rerolls, I can't reroll this. Like these bands over here, those stuff that have common rarities, it's better to ban them. Potentially, I'm not sure. But in any case, like reroll dies once you get into tier 20. It's basically infinite. You will have more than enough. It's just they take a shitload of time to roll. Yeah. Durr says the jump from tier 21 to tier 22 is insane. I'm happy to be done the tier 22 milestone. Damn. I'm like 4,200 waves still. John says, how am I? I'm feeling a little under the weather today, but otherwise I am good. See how nice you are to me today. John, there's a perfectly reasonable explanation for why you are nice to me today. And that is because the others are not here today. So you guys can't band up together against me. Now, if Kristen was here, or Zevon was here, I'm sure you would be mean too. I want this Smart Missile core module so bad. I mean, they could just buff Smart Missiles to do the same amount of damage as Inner Landmines does, you know. Or, you know, give us something that makes Smart Missile explosions like the same size as Inner Landmine explosions. I'm sure then Smart Missiles can be viable. I don't know if it was smart, but I didn't roll anything and now I have 29k for version 29. Wait, 29,000 reroll dice? Or wait, you don't say 29,000 stones. Rob says, play however you want. That's the point. Yeah, I completely agree. I'm happy when they don't drop the new modules. I just finished all my modules 5-star last week. Damn, you have better modules than me there. Took you almost 2 years. I still haven't completed my modules yet. You know, believe it or not, I was actually pulling over the free modules portion. No, not the free modules, the increased rate up things. You know, I didn't really get very good. Like I got 2 over here, 4, 5. I got like 5 epics, something like that. I got two levels into restorative bonus. I think 1 level into orbital augment, but that's about it. Rob says, have I been completely ignoring the Discord? Hello Rob, how are you? Is there something going on Discord? Did I mess up something in the guild again? Which Discord are we talking about? Which Discord are you referring to? Oh, I guess you are referring to the common bands or stuff. Definitely ban the commons now, so I can reroll all 8 slots of core in 2 to 3 million rerolls in a few minutes. Okay, so that is important. It seems the white stats, they have a much higher % chance of showing up. Hold up. So are there types of bands that I should be working on? Which one should I ban? I just ban like the damage related ones. I'm guessing inner landmine quantity and cooldown shouldn't be banned because these probably don't have the common related ones. What else should I ban? Black hole size maybe? Inner landmine damage, but I mean I wanted to roll inner landmine damage before, so that's why I didn't. That's why I unbanned it. Damage 1, spotlight bonus, crit chain lightning chance, black hole size. Oh, but I mean that's exactly what I've been doing already, right, Rob? So I needed black hole size previously, so that's why I unbanned it. And then the damage ones, I've all banned them. Spotlight bonus, I don't ban it because I already roll them on my modules anyway, so I need them anyway. So I kind of have it already, you know. Let's just ban this again. It's already there, like unintentionally, but even then, rolling this bugger over here took me like 30 million reroll dice or 40 million reroll dice earlier. It's based on luck, right? This is just based on the seed that we get. John says, I don't need assistance to make fun of you. Really? Rob, 46.2% chance on commons, 40% on rare, 10%, 0.3% on ancestral. Yeah, I mean, naturally, the stuff that we are banning, as long as we ban out all the damage related stuff, it's already going to reduce the pool by quite a lot. But it's still very difficult to get ancestral. And sometimes we are very lucky, right? Like earlier we saw how easy it was to reroll my Harmony Conductor, but it's just based on luck. But what I would say is that, 2 weeks ago, was it 2 weeks ago? This number was down to like 170 million. Because I rolled for my tournament and back, and then every tournament I roll my modules and then I roll them back, but earlier today it was at like 250 million. We can't finish this modules, this rerolls anyway. Rob says just hit 300s lifetime coins, 333 coin. Hey Rob, we are very similar. I'm at 332. My highest is 332.6, 4 coins per hour, and I'm currently sitting at 276. coins in. So slightly less coins than you do, than you have. But Rob, I guess that answers your question. I have not been following anything on Discord. I've been saving those gems thinking they will be going to be released new modules pretty soon on version 29. Well, if they do, no, then you're in a good spot. I have all bands, got the right ones banned, and last stat always takes me about 30 plus minutes. Which makes no sense to me, but okay. Yeah, Rob, it's basically what happened to me. Like, honestly, for that last substat, so if you went back to the start of this stream and when I finally got the substat that I wanted, just before I accepted the new changes, you would see that there was only one substat that was remaining, and so essentially I rolled up all of that stuff. The first few came very easily, and then I was like, okay, let's just save it first. And once I saved it, I set up the stream stuff, the stream related stuff. I clicked auto reroll to get the chronofuel speed reduction substat on. Oh, I just lost my wall. Yeah, I clicked on that, and man, I think it was like 20 minutes, you know. I went out to watch some television, came back in, it was still rolling. It was ridiculous. It's definitely more helpful for newer towers, but it saves a ton of time and shards. Nice, yeah. The most important thing is the time. I think the shards, you're going to be shard stuffed, reroll shard stuff until you farm tier 20. Even at tier 19, you're going to be stuffed. But once you get to tier 20, it's okay. Tier 21, it's basically infinite. When was it? I think it was Ghetto earlier. Was it Ghetto? Who said that it's coming up on 1 billion? Yeah. Coming up on 700 million. Slowly approaching the 1 billion reroll amount. It's crazy, right? Like, since this version started, I have gotten 830.9 million rerolls. As we saw, I've only got 220 million left, which, you know, means that I've spent an ungodly amount of time just staring at this freaking screen, waiting for rerolls to occur. And I think because my wall broke, I should probably increase my range a little bit. So perhaps let's first go with 60 meters. I don't want my inner landmines to explode too slowly because that could get the boss to crash in very quickly. So let's leave it at 50 for now. But eventually, when enemies take a bit longer to die and stuff, I'm going to then want to increase my range to 60, slowly 70, 80, and so on. We've been similar forever. Oh, really? If I want to try something, I better reroll while farming. Yeah, it makes sense. Synapse, hello, how are you, man? I've taken showers while rolling multiple times. It's never finishing. I haven't gone for a shower and come back, and it's still re-rolling yet. But I can imagine a situation like that happening. That last, I'm guessing the 201 and 241 substats are very difficult to roll. Zog, hello. Did I see a massive chain lightning increase from my M Plus update? I haven't gotten the update yet, Zog. I'm using iOS basically, so the update hasn't been pushed through. Chain lightning chance and ban black hole size unbanned. No wonder. Rob, so I need to ban chain lightning chance. Okay. Okay. Let me ban that then. Now the reason why black hole size was unbanned, I've since banned it now, was because previously I was testing out something with a larger black hole size, and trying to run the AoE card in my farm runs. Mathematics says it shouldn't. Yeah, Rob. In terms of the permutations, you see what happens is let's say we have all substats available and we wrote them. It's going to be very easy to get the first few substats because we have basically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 substats, and maybe we have like a combination of 20, so it will be a combinatrix formula, right? It's choosing 8 from 20, and there's many different permutations that can come up that way. So it's very easy to get those few substats. But once we get to the last one, we only have one way to choose from a certain number of substats. And out of all of those substats, we only want ancestral ones. So it becomes a lot harder to get the last substat. Poetic Pierce has started to farm tier 19 a few weeks ago. Yeah, congratulations. Yeah, you're close to infinite rerolls. Richard, what's my bounce chance? I don't know, some high number. 92%. Hey, look at that. 1100 crit factor. Yeah, boy. The update 4x your chain lightning damage. It's doing way more than my IOM build. Damn. I guess it makes sense because the number of bullets is going to amplify greatly. Right? So we get 12 more chain lightning procs basically. No. I hate this game now. No, I not hate this game. I mean, I hate this game. Right? It's a love-hate relationship with this game. But this sucks because that means that again chain lightning meta is back, right? They fix the bound shots, and the moment they fix that, they have basically silently buffed buffed chain lightning, and I think in my mind that is the wrong direction. Well, it's the right direction because they are bringing chain lightning closer to inner landmines. But I think then that further amplifies the need for them to buff smart missiles. And the gap, so right now the gap between the lower tier ultimate weapon damage and the higher tier ultimate weapon damage has basically widened again, right? We put the higher tier as Chain Lightning and Inner Landmine, and the lower tier as Poison Swamp and Smart Missiles. The lower tier ultimate weapons have not received a buff from the import calculations, whereas the higher tier ones have, and that's not good. Sign-up says, when is the time I should be considering dropping Death Wave cooldown to 50 seconds? Well, it's going to be a coin increase. When you want more econ, then that would be a good econ upgrade to get. I can't say for certain when you would want that. It's basically just going to get you more econ, more cells, but that's about it. Farts math doesn't follow the rules of conventional math. Yeah. Hey, Poetic Piercer, this is like the 3-body problem, you know, that show on Netflix. There's a superior race somewhere out there that have fed us lies all our lives, and we're starting to see the simulation that they put us in breaking. Yeah, they need to buff Smart Missiles and Poison Swamps. Farts forgot that Smart Missiles even exist, let's be real. I mean, I would have liked it better, Rob, that when they figured out that Inner Landmine's damage was bugged, they scaled it back. I think it would have made my life a lot happier. And the reason for that is as follows, right? They inflated Inner Landmine damage so high, and to compensate for that, the higher tiers now have to be scaled up by an even higher amount. And that means that we have to funnel in a lot more stones if we want to farm those higher tiers. I don't like that, right? I'd rather they fix the Inner Landmine damage, pull it back, everyone deals less damage, so then the scaling to the higher tiers becomes less, which means that we don't need to spend as many stones. Smart Missiles I can see get stronger with some buff, but Poison Swarm, even with insane buffs or labs, it can never benefit from M+. So I can't see Poison Swamp ever being strong. Zog, they could make the tick rate of Poison Swamp amplify up by like 13x. And with Poison Swamp Plus, the amplification will be huge. Would it be useful in farm runs? Probably not, because we want enemies to die very quickly. But with Tank Ultimate like today, I think it's going to have a spot. Rubber says, think about it this way, that's the stones they save me because I can't invest in Smart Missiles. Yeah, and except that I had already preemptively invested in my Smart Missiles. Oh shit, I'm taking chip damage. I wonder what I'm getting hit by. Now I should pause the game so I don't die instantly. Wait. I think it's target priority. So maybe I should put bosses and elites up slightly today. Let's go fast fleets closest, maybe. And because I'm still taking chip damage now, let's try bringing up the range. Let's go 55 for now first. Let's go 2.3. I mean, I'm still taking the tank enemies are still coming in very close, and so I'm still getting very good inner landmines explosions on them, which signals to me that I can possibly take the range up even further. So let's pop the demon mode for now first. Let's see if my inner landmine ring comes back. If it comes back, then I'm not going to increase the range just yet. Yeah, okay, the ring is coming back now, which means that right now I'm doing too much damage at 55 meters range. So I think we should wait for the decay to kick in a bit more before we increase the range further. Sounds kind of similar to real life. Yeah. Oh my, there's so many. Oh wow, we have 26 people viewing at the moment. So hello everybody, how are you all? What about those that invested a lot when it was actually good? You know, that's the thing about this game, right, Rob? Every ultimate weapon is going to have its day in the sun, which means at some point stuff that is really bad is going to be good. Like, you know, Depths was completely useless past tier 1 for like the past 4 years basically, right? And now in the current state, defense absolute is actually good for overcharge in tournaments. So we never know when, but at some point it will be good. You have to check that show out. Yeah, it's pretty funny. No, it's not a funny show. It's pretty mind-bendy. Poison Swarm should use the max Ren, but probably still will not be enough. Nah, Poison Swarm damage is not going to be very strong, but I did hear that if you maxed out so let's say I had a completely go box Poison Swamp at the moment. Later on in this tournament, I will see Poison Swamp damage really skyrocket because the tank enemies are going to take so much damage from Poison Swamp Ren. The EHP Stin Files. Hello, how are you? And good luck with your tournament too. Grivers, is there any reason to use Chain Lightning Plus and Inner Landmine Plus? Yeah, if you want % damage, you go Chain Lightning Plus. If you want raw damage, you go IOM Plus. Maxwell, good morning, how are you? What's a good stopping point for EALS in the workshop? $6.99. You basically want to get to a point where it's all go boxed. The best damage you can get in the game is basically level skips. And no, Rob is not trolling you, Grievous. What happens at the end of the what enemy level skips does is it prevents this number, the wave health and the wave attack, from going up, right? And the higher you have that number, the more skips you get. So this number over here goes up very, very quickly compared to our damage numbers. So this number over here is unbounded. It's going to go to like infinity, but our damage has a cap, right? In fact, it's getting scaled down in tournaments and stuff. So later on, towards the end of the run, we'll see, like, you know, even with this boss, we can see the level reduction currently. Because I'm using Pulsar Harvester, it's reduced 21 levels of the enemy's health. And this 21 levels corresponds to about 3% of the boss's health. Later on in the run, when it gets to like 100 levels, we will see that 100 levels corresponds to something like 80% of the boss's health. So decreasing this level by 100 times is going to basically be 80% damage on the boss. Hey, look at this. Smart Missile's doing more damage than level reduction. Doing more damage than Chain Lightning. Alright, it looks like our mines have exploded once again, which is good to see. I am guessing that this means I can probably increase my range. So let's do that. Let's bring this to 60 meters. Let's bring it to 2.4 here. Rob says, I think the problem Dev made is a 10k stone investment in IOM Plus. It looks different whether you have MBot Plus or BotBot Plus. There's even more gated behind bot presets now. Yeah, exactly. I don't think it's a problem, because if you're in the earlier stages of this game, you probably want to sort out your econ related stuff first, right? So, you know, let's say, yeah, and if you're an earlier game player, you should definitely not be chasing the meta. You know, like now IOM Plus is good, and if you're an earlier game player, you hear people talk about the meta, you're going to be like, oh shit, then I need to get IOM Plus, and you just rush for IOM Plus. But I can guarantee you that even if you maxed out your IOM Plus, you are not going to get to this kind of wave count instantly, right? There's a lot of other things that compound one with the other in determining our wave count and stuff. So yes, I guess if you are already at the point where you're trying to push for global tournaments and stuff, then yes, I guess having more medals is going to be very important. But before getting to that stage, there's so many other things to sort out. With a new tier tournament, defense absolute will be useless once again. See, I don't think so, Richard. I think the reason why defense absolute is so strong right now is because of overheat. If there is a new tournament here, and remember, overcharge hits the first shot of overcharge is always like fixed at the base level. If there's a new tournament here, what that would mean is that we would need larger health pools, which we would get because overheat is not going to kick in so much. And we would also need even more defense absolute, right? Because after all the damage mitigations that we get from our defense percent, from our chrono fuel reduction and stuff, defense absolute blocks the raw damage over there, and even 30 billion, 40 billion might add up over time. So who knows? Maybe it's useless, maybe it's not. At least for now it's useful. They could probably just give us 1000 more levels into defense absolute in the workshop. Because defense absolute is 5000, like health and health regen, all of this, they are at 6000. That 1000 levels into defense absolute could easily take this final number up from like where I have 30 billion to like quadrillions or something like that, right? And if that was the case, then depths could be very strong once again. CC and econ will always be relevant. Yeah, I agree. Econ just allows us to pivot. CC allows us to control the enemies and make various strategies work. In fact, the fact that towards the end of the run my damage goes into the trillions is probably an indication that we actually don't need more than trillions of damage to deal with like AE health enemies in this game. It's so trash because of that. And that's something I don't really like. But again, my wall has broke once again, so I think, you know what, let's just try it. Let's just max all of this. Let's just max this out. I think we bring this to, let's do 2.85, 2.9. We see if we can pull our orbs in any further. No, it's kept at 90 meters. Okay. I think the tank enemies, when they come in eventually, they're still going to get stunned. And they definitely look like they're always going to come in. So we should be in a good spot. We should have a lot more damage this way as well. Yeah, so even at this range, the tanks or my inner landmines are constantly exploding. Looks good so far. How do I deal with overcharge on attack dissonance now that Thorns does not kill them? Yeah, I have no idea, Synapse. I can't do them. My attack dissonance is still at tier 20. Is it tier 20? Yeah, I don't think I've completed tier 20. Tier 20 like wave 1500 or something. Some low number. But I do think we can just tank the overcharge, right? Like with a combination of orbital augment and Thorns, its health is going to get whittled down very, very slowly, and then, like, you know, eventually our Poison Swamp is going to kill it at some point. Marilyn, hello, how are you? Thank you very much. Good luck with your tournament too. It depends on what the wave 1 damage is. Can be so high that even with maximum possible EHP investment, you won't be able to tank overcharge. I don't think they will make it that bad. I'm guessing they might bring it to like tier 20. Tier 20 plus. That would be nice. If there's a tier increase. Even at tier 20 plus, it's up 3 tiers, which is very significant, right? So maybe they might even just bring it to 19 plus. But based on last scaling, it used to be, Legends used to be 14 plus, now it's 17 plus, so maybe 20 plus might make sense. Yato says I ran minus 27 damage slider this tournament. Also, you farm at minus 27, damn it, man. I'm using minus 25. No, minus 24. I can go to minus 25, but I noticed a fall in my coins per hour. And you didn't hit 1 trillion damage until you hit 1000. That's insane, man. Yeah, I am really liking this this setup. This would actually make for quite a nice farm setup. Like when moving up tiers, obviously, not right now. Okay, there's a whole bunch of buff tanks. Oh boy. Oh, we're shredding them. We're shredding them. Now let's check out my overall damage breakdown. At 2700, we see the damage breakdown. IOM is doing more than Chain Lightning. I have a suspicion that later on Chain Lightning will outperform in the landmines. As of now, Smart Missiles is not trailing behind them by too much, but I'm going to see this number gap up again, I guess. We should see Poison Swamp damage outperform Smart Missiles today, because of Tank Ultimate and me having Poison Swamp Plus. But I think the largest source of damage would all be percent damage, so Black Hole damage, Electron damage, Orbs and Death Ray would still be the bulk of my damage eventually. Zox says with M plus and Pulsar Harvester being a busted combination now. Do I think the meta would be max range in tournaments? I think it depends on the battle conditions, Zop. I'm not certain that it's always going to be better. Like last tournament, if I had Chain Lightning Plus and Protectors weren't an issue, I think there is benefit in having a smaller range. Mainly just because your IOM explosions, they are going to connect with all enemies in your range line, which implies perma stuns on the bosses and stuff, which would be very, very useful for just doing percent damage to enemies. Having Pulsar Harvester do 90% of the boss's health in damage is already the case. It just, I guess, with Amplify bot, with the changes, we get a bit more level reductions on the enemies, which is very useful, especially since they didn't give us more level skips. So now as we see, it's moved up from like 3% to 12.3%, the level reductions, and we'll slowly see this number creep up. Richard says, I would welcome tier 20 plus. Me too, I would love tier 20 plus. Ghetto, why do I run Primordial Collapse in tournaments? It's not really needed for overcharge. Yeah, for you maybe. For me, I tried it with Harmony Conductor, and I can't tank the overcharge. So by the time I get to 3000 waves, this number is going to be like 3 billion or something. My health drops to about 3 billion, and yeah, it's not enough for the overcharge. Maybe when my armor multiplier efficiency and stuff goes up, I would be able to tank them, but not right now. Azura, hello, how are you? Hey, looks like you woke up happy this morning. How are you doing? The second reason for that, Ghetto, is because I'm using 98 meters range, or my intention was to eventually increase my range to 98 meters. I need the full black hole coverage, because what would happen is that when if there is a gap in my black hole on my range line, then in between the black holes, that I might run the situation whereby ranged enemies might get a shot off at me. Let's say there's a black hole here, and then the next one spawns in this region, and then there's a gap over here with a ranged enemy that can shoot off at me. I don't want a situation like that happening. Ghetto, is OC what kills me in tournament currently? Not really. It depends. So 2 tournaments ago when I was using Harmony Conductor, yes, overcharge was what got me. Last tournament it was scatters that got me. And well, so 2 tournaments ago it was also a scatter baby that got me, but there was an overcharge enemy that broke my wall and then took out all my energy shields, and then the scatter baby got me. But at least last tournament when I tried it with Primordial Collapse, I was face tanking the overcharge. Like it wasn't doing anything to me with the Primordial Collapse. Maybe if I had like a bit of investment into Flamebot, I could potentially get away with using Harmony Conductor and have the added layer of RNG. Yeah, scatters I'll need Chain Lightning Plus to deal with, which is why I've been working on this lab, and next month's stones will be Chain Lightning Plus. And we're going to bring Chain Lightning Plus to, I don't know, what is it? Level 11 is the max, so level 10 at least. Let me show you my bots, Ghetto. Me too. So this is how my bots look like. Echoing Shot and Bot Plus are max. Mbot and Bot about 80% uptime. And then I've got some investment into Thunderbot to help with the overcharge. As of now, this is more than enough, I think, for today's tournament. Especially with the fast ultimate, I could probably have lowered attack speed on Titan Shock and perhaps gotten some Flamebot, but it wouldn't have been enough to have a high enough uptime on my Flamebot, such that I don't need Primordial Collapse. But I think I could even get away with slightly less damage enhancements or damage investment into my Mbot and Botbot. Because at the end of the day, really the damage doesn't do anything. It's just that I don't have percent damage at this stage, so I kind of want to get as much damage as possible. Rob, I'm really surprised overcharge is still an issue with that much Titan Shock. Right now it's not an issue. I mean, occasionally it hits me, but I can tank the overcharge for like 10-15 waves. No issue. And eventually it just dies. So I wouldn't say overcharge is an issue with this current setup. But with the Harmony Conductor, the overcharge still lives for long enough that I end up losing all my energy shields and stuff. I have all my medals into Bot, Flamebot, and for damage reduction and Thunderbot. Oh wow, okay, so you're basically a EHP guys. You guys will love this, right? Look at what Ghetto is doing. Ghetto is EHP. He's an EHP player with a ton of damage. See, and that's what I was saying, right? Like I think EHP playstyle should be made viable. So too should Glass Cannon, but it would be, I guess it would all sort of funnel into hybrid. You can't have all of everything and nothing in the other subset. And more crowd control for tournaments, since damage doesn't matter all that much in late waves when you have no damage to begin with. Yeah, I'm starting to see that now, Gato. So once my Chain Lightning Plus gets developed, I think I would do something very similar to you. And maybe I might then even take out Primordial Collapse and put Harmony Conductor back in, just for the extra layer of RNG in enemies missing. Oh no guys, this is bad. I realized something. I didn't switch that off. Uh-oh, there's a ray spinning. Okay, we got the ray. That was good. Focus. Yeah, I need to focus, right? You know what? You know when's a good time to focus? After I use the washroom. Be right back, guys. Alright, we're back, we're back. How's the bracket so far? Good question. Colossus. I mean, it's fine. Looking good. I think if we hit 3,000 waves, we would be in a safe position for today. I grabbed EB+. Oh boy, I lost my wall. What is EB+? Enemy bans. Oh. I should know this, right? Yes, it's normal signups because you have more fleets, no, more elites spawning, but it should improve your cell count by a lot. You're still dying to fast enemies. Yeah, I mean the rays and stuff could just be pummeling your tower a lot faster, and then fast enemies crash into you because your wall is down, and then you die a bit earlier, potentially. As well says, I just found out to get today too. I should know this stuff because I had invested into it, but there's just so many acronyms in this game. It's getting a little bit out of hand. It's too many things to remember. And you know what, guys? I think over this past month, I actually made a lot of progress. Even though I invested entirely into econ. Because at the start of this month, even getting to 2,900 waves was a challenge. And right now I'm like creeping up on 3,000, and like it's not even a big deal. Potentially it might be. I might potentially not be able to get 3,000 waves today, but I don't know, it just doesn't feel as difficult as before to get to like even 2,900 waves. Oh, there's a commander now. It might be a good time for me to pop my nuke. Would it? Let's slow down the game speed so we can think. If I pop my nuke now, then my tower would be naked for another 160 waves. Now I think we wing it, right? We just wait and see, trust that we can do enough damage. Okay, tank ultimate is down once again. So I think we were just being a little bit too overly anxious. We shouldn't really worry about it, right? How did I get a death defy? Is there mass enforcement today? Oh well, anyway, we got a death defy, so even better, we don't have to worry. New says, I need a cheat sheet to remember. Yeah, probably. I mean, there's just so many things to remember. But Synapse, enemy balance plus is really good. Cells are very good because it improves your lap speed. So I wouldn't mind the loss in wave counts. If anything, it's good because it makes your farm runs more efficient. Richard, explain me like I'm 5. What to pick first, slow aura mastery or nuke mastery? Not using acronym to help you. Okay, Richard. You're a big boy now. What do you think is I can't do this, man. I would make a terrible father. Okay, so slow aura mastery. When enemies enter your range line, they hit you for slower. It's passive. You don't need to worry about anything. It just activates. Nuke mastery, you actually have to use it. Like right now, I'm not using my nuke, so I technically don't benefit from the mastery at all. So I would go for slow aura first. Yeah, and nuke mastery is like the icing on the cake. It's very useful for tournaments with like the enemy attack speed battle condition, but aside from that, I think we want to use our nukes as a defensive rather than proactively. Azul says, I have a... So Richard, I hope that answers your question. I have a question. So for the next funny website... Oh boy, Stonepack. I was thinking of unlocking Spotlight Plus and Inner Landmine Plus together. I have developed my econ and EHP so much that my tier 18 farming is too good. That's awesome, Azure. So what is the question? Richard says I sold the most expensive one. Maybe I should try working in sales. Well, believe it or not, I used to work in sales. I used to do financial advisory sales. And I mean, I was decent at it, but I didn't really enjoy it. I don't exactly like talking so much on a day-to-day basis. It's very tiring. I guess as we're thinking about your comment, I'm guessing that the question is embedded in the comment. So you're wondering if getting Spotlight Plus and Inner Landmine Plus together would be a good idea. Oh, you just responded. Would it be okay to unlock both at the same time? Yeah, surely it would be okay. I guess if it would be, you know, something to consider would be how many medals you have. As Rob mentioned earlier, it's very important to have Bot Plus and Amplify Bot Plus at a good state before you use your inner landmines, because it severely impacts the amount of damage throughput that you have. So if you don't have enough medals to get your bots to a decent point, I would suggest first getting your Spotlight Plus, and then maybe getting some Spotlight bonus, maybe getting some Chain Lightning damage and stuff, because Chain Lightning damage does not require Bot Plus to function well. And in that case, you can, and for you know, before I even got to like using IOM Plus and stuff, Chain Lightning damage got me all the way into tier 21. You don't need IOM damage to farm tier 21. You just need like a crap ton of Chain Lightning damage. So it would compound very well with Spotlight Plus if you did that. If you have the medals for it though, then IOM damage is really good. And if you have the IOM damage, oh boy, I just lost 2 energy shields. Oh, okay, there's a commander buffed set of enemies. Okay, so Azure, you said you don't have enough medals, only 50k, enough to max one, but go for the Spotlight Plus. I would ignore IOM Plus for the time being. Yeah, I would ignore it for now. Hey Andre, hello, how are you? How's your bracket doing? You got Iroh in your bracket. I have no idea who Iroh is, but I'm guessing it's bad. My bracket's probably decent. Hey look, we broke 3000. Haha. Haha guys, 3000 with fast ultimate. This is a PB for me. If we unlock inner landmines plus, we need a lot of time to get the lab max. Unless you have gems saved up. What labs do we need for inner landmine plus? You mean like Chrono Jump? Chrono Jump is not a long lab, Andre. Poison Swarm labs are long. IOM, you only need... The IOM labs are very fast. It's not going to take a long time. My thought process was, if I am getting a good amount of stones, I will buy the big price tags, unlocking the ultimate weapon plus. And then later, as I get smaller amounts of stones, I will click the upgrades. That is a very good idea as well. Hey Azure, you know what? Why don't you do this? Since you were so nice to me, you got me the gem packs. This is what I'll do. You have my Discord, right? Why don't you take screenshots of your stuff and send them over to me? Like, you know, if you've seen the videos I did on the channel about like the progress updates and stuff, just send me a whole bunch of screenshots on Discord, and then I will have a look at them. I can't guarantee tonight, but sometime tomorrow probably, and then I can just write up some stuff and send you my thoughts. Whether you choose to go along with them, that's completely up to you. But I will send you my thoughts on what I think would be good upgrades for you, and why. So if you wanted to do that, I'll be more than happy to do it. Richard says also the Sabo changes makes running one ultimate weapon damage source less of a risk. Yes, exactly, Richard. So saboteurs are like not very dangerous these days. Oh boy, I have no more energy shields. Oh, but I still have my second round. Okay, I think we're chilling. We can get 3100 today, hopefully. Graham Freeman, thank you very much. Congrats on the PB. It's PB for Fast Ultimate, so I'm not really that excited. We got 3400 last tournament without Fast Ultimate. So, you know, if my prediction is right, or if I'm doing stuff well, getting to 3200 would be a good ballpark. But I don't think 3200 is doable today, because I just lost my second win, right? So 3100, if we get 3100, we are very, very happy. Daily Cause, hello, how are you? New? Nice. Oh, okay. I will see what I can do. Mini PB then. Yeah, it's a mini PB. So positive, Graham. I love it. Yeah, you have my Discord ID. Feel free to do that as well. So a while back, I was yeah, I think start of this year, I made a tower review video on someone's tower, and basically they followed every single thing that I mentioned in that video, and they updated me on their progress like a couple of weeks ago, and what to do next. And man, the jump or the amount of coin gain that they obtained this past 6 months, it was insane. So good. Oh no. Will demon mode automatically pop here? We'd have to fight. This is why we never ever automatically pop it, eh? Death defy clutch. Oh, Bess, hello, how are you? You sent me a message on Discord. Let me see. Cookie. Oh, okay. I saw your message. 3 runs of Legends. Is it okay if I read it out, Bess? Okay, so 167 run was with Perma Black Hole. Sorry, it's not that I want to mutter to myself on stream. It's as you guys know, I'm a little bit dyslexic, so it's very difficult for me to read stuff. I have to sort of read it out to articulate, and so I can comprehend what I'm reading. Amplifying Strike, Galaxy Compressor, Sharp Fortitude, Primordial Collapse, and Dimension Core. Okay, the 230 run was with Amplifying Strikes, Project Funding, OA, Dimension Core. So you swapped out your Galaxy Compressor for Project Funding and Sharp Fortitude for Orbital Augment. Very good. 220 run was with ACP instead of OA. Any advice on where I think you can improve relatively fast? So I think your module setup is decent. It's exactly what I'm using basically. Have you completed your battle condition reduction labs, Bess? This one over here. So this lab, it's the tier 18 wave 1000 lab. If you haven't completed it, I would say okay, so if you the question by Bears is he sent me 3 different tournament setups for his runs in Legends. The first run he got 167 waves. the second run 230 waves, third run 220 waves, and the question is any advice on where I think he can improve fast. It's not the module issue at that is affecting your wave count at that kind of wave count that you're having. The battle condition jump from champions to legends is very steep. So I think if you completed your tier 18 to wave 1000, and get that lab unlocked and pump the levels in there, you would be able to make a lot of progress. It's basically your battle conditions become 20% easier once you have that lab done. Since the last time we spoke, I think I gave you some ideas on how to improve your econ. I hope your econ has gone up since then. If it has, then your ELS investments would be higher. And if your ELS enhancements are higher, I'm sure you would be able to make more than 500 waves in tier 18. So with regards to what setup to use for the tier 18 milestone, I would use the setup that you have with the 220 waves, where you go with project funding ACP, primordial collapse, dimension core, and amplifying strikes. Yeah, so pump the ELS up a little bit, and you should be able to make the 1000 waves pretty easily. If you 4 to 5x your econ, definitely you will be able to get some clicks into the ELS, and with the higher enemy level skips, I'm sure you can get the tier 18 done. If not already now, then sometime very soon. And once you get that done, pump up the battle condition reduction lab, and you would be getting like extra couple of 100 waves in legends very quickly. Yeah, so that's the first thing. Second thing is the pushing tournament waves is going to come naturally as your module levels and all start kicking off. So I wouldn't worry too much about the setup. I would try, so you did the 3 runs. There's the 230 run and the 220 run. The 230 run is basically what I'm currently using. The 220 run, I don't use ACP because overheat takes out a lot of my health and damage. But you could experiment with both runs in each tournament, and as your module levels and stuff starts picking up, you will naturally get a lot more waves in your tournaments. So hopefully that helps. Hey, and look at that. This overcharge, we tanking it, eh? We tanking. We are EHP player. we're tanking this overcharge. It's not doing anything to me. Oh boy, this boss is. If I don't death defy this, I might die. Oh, nice. More thorns. Level reduction 40% of the boss's health. Nice. Yeah, we have 3.36 billion health at the moment. I don't think I will be surviving for much longer. So perhaps it would be a good time to just pop this, right? Might as well. Oh, look at the colors go off. Fireworks. Oh, we got the boss. Nice, nice. Can we get 3200? Now I'm like, now that we are close to 3200, I want to get 3200. And when I said 3100, I would be happy. Now that I'm close to 3200, if I don't get it, I might actually feel sad. Yeah, boom boom as well. You got it. Ghetto, I completely agree with you. It's really worthless. And the worst thing is that I have the auto missile barrage, but it doesn't work. So I wasted keys on something. Oh boy, I think we die here. We die here. Ah, damn it. That boss. Alright. Killed by tank. Killed by tank. Our tower got rolled over by the tank enemy. Oh well. We didn't get the 3200 waves. 3179. Good enough. Let's check out the damage. Orbs still, you know, even with Orb Resistance, it doesn't matter. It's still really good damage. Electrons is, so Orbital Augment very strong for today's tournament with the tank ultimate. Yeah, as mentioned, Poison Swarm damage has outperformed Smart Missile damage, but comparatively speaking, this tool is still like so undervalued or underpowered compared to Inner Landmines and Chain Lightning. So the developers, you know, in the context of, so we know that earlier people said Chain Lightning damage is going to go up post patch. So I would expect that if this thing goes up, it's going to be very close to my Inner Landmine damage. They're going to be at something similar to one another. The damage scaling on Smart Missiles and Poison Swamp has to go significantly higher for them to even be worth people looking at. Yeah, I mean, the sad thing is that my 4 ultimate weapons with damage, which I've invested a whole ton of stones in, has done less damage than my black hole. You know, that lab that we got in the like first month of playing the game or something. Black hole damage lab. It's doing more damage than tens of thousands of stones of investment. It's ridiculous, this game. With energy shield down, removing wave skip cut wouldn't help much, I guess. Yeah, so unless you work on that lab, I guess it wouldn't really help much. Ghetto says my smart missiles did way more damage than yours for tournament 1.35 AE. Yeah, Ghetto. So that's because I'm running 29 quantity at 1100 damage and 8 seconds cooldown. So I've got the 4 smart missile substats on, and even then it's trash. It's so trash. The damage. My chain lightning 336 AF. Damn, 1000x more damage. IOM did 1 AF. Right, so I presume this huge amount of damage is coming from Chain Lightning Plus. The percent damage is going to really kick in. Maxwell, run it again if you get the update before the end of the tournament. iOS users are getting shafted today. Would I run it again? I don't think I would run it again. I don't think so. I mean, we are in a very safe first position, I would say. So I'm happy enough with this wave count. 3179 would be, yeah, I think we would still be like top 150. So I think we're in a good spot. No need to rerun it again. And that means we can go back to farming. So magnetic hook. Harmony conductor. Being annihilator. And anti-cube portal as primary, space displacer as assist. We now lower the shockwave size. Modules are sorted. Farm setup. Farm setup. Farm setup. Oh, by the way, guys, this is how my farm setup looks like. I really need the extra damage in my farm runs because I'm not using Dimension Core. So I've been pulling out medals from GoBot and BotBot to get more bonus. It's ended up given me more waves so that I don't exactly lose coin. I in fact gain coin per hour by doing this. But at some point, I guess when I bring my damage to about 10x, I'm going to then want to move back to GoBot and BotBot, I would think. And by the way, if you are wondering, 1.6 cells at 2x multiplier with 3.0 on the cell multiplier is more than enough to run all laps at 7x. I still have a bit of spare, so I make about we need 1.25. I make 1.36 M an hour, so it's good enough. Swap this, fetch and summon. I feel like I'm missing something. This is sorted, this is sorted, sorted. Everything sorted. Right, I think we're done. And then we turn off the poison swamp. We lower the damage multiplier. I hope I can survive intro sprint. But yeah, alright. So I think this would be it for today then. So I think let me check the chat. Rubber says, to be fair, black hole doesn't do damage on any priority targets. Yeah, it just deals damage to every target. Maxwell says, actually the update just dropped for iOS. Really? Nah, I'm not doing the tournament again, Maxwell. Anyway, I think this would be a good time for me to wrap up the stream today. So thank you all for joining the stream today, and all the best for your tournaments, and I'll catch you guys on the next stream. Bye.